This is my friend Rita, and finally we want to get into teaching you how to reach your goal in life. We're going to be going back and forth and just to kind of help you gain more from this book, from this principle, the rich principle. So we go over the first module, and they have 4 principles. The first module, we're going to talk about readiness. We're going to talk about realization. We're going to talk about receiving instruction, and we're going to talk about retentive ability. I'm sure you're thinking, what are these? Don't worry, one step at a time. Day 1, readiness. You know, it doesn't matter how many months or how many years an athlete has been training, there will be a day that he will have to come on a track field and get on that starting line. And the first word that they tell such an athlete is ready, and then the next word is set, go. So, and that's why we wanted to get you to the point of readiness. So number 1, what is readiness? Well, readiness is being completely prepared or fit for a particular action. Well, somebody might say, I might not be ever ready. Well, when we say readiness, we're not saying you have everything you need to meet that goal. When we say readiness, we're saying you have to be ready to tackle it from somewhere. And that is why it's very, very important for you to be ready. Now, without your readiness, you are going nowhere. Without that athlete that's been preparing for years, without him or her stepping onto the track field, right, or on the soccer pitch or on the football field, the athlete is not going to achieve anything. So now I have 2 personal assessment questions that I'd like to ask you. Number 1 is, are you prepared for what life asks for you? I mean, that's one thing that you have to answer, and that's one of the readiness statements that you have to write yourself. And then, what are you doing to get ready for life opportunities? If we are not ready for the opportunity that comes our way, we will never be able to do anything. We develop this course in such a way that we just don't want you to be thinking about what is it that I need to be ready. How do I get ready? What is it that I need to do to ready? We will provide you a little bit of a roadmap, and we'll trust that your instinct will kick in, because we are wired in such a way that if somebody can show us a little way, then we can take it. Now, listen, let us go over a few ideas of how you can get ready. Few ideas. Number 1, for you to be ready for anything in life, you have to be prepared internally. Now, nothing changes unless we first change on the inside. Until you sit yourself down and say, you know what, the direction my life is going, I don't like it. You know, and the funny thing about life is that life is multifaceted. I mean, you might be doing well academically, but your marriage is not doing well. You might be excelling in your career, but you have terrible relationship with your children. You know, so life has so many aspects that we just need to kind of hone on what we need to be ready on. Now, we have right there, how do I prepare internally? One thing is to tell you how to be prepared internally, but how? One of my the mentors that I look up to said, John Maxwell, he said one of the ways to be prepared is we have to be connected to a higher power. There must be something there that guide and direct us. I don't know. For me as a Christian, that preparation comes from praying and looking at the Word of God. And whenever turn your light on, I want you to turn to such internal power and have that connection with the higher being, and have your readiness ignition turn. You cannot move your car until you start the engine. Number 2, the way to get ready is to develop your learning capacity. You cannot change without learning. And you cannot learn without getting ready or preparing yourself to be ready. One of my things that I want to do for you is to congratulate you right now because you bought this course, Rita.
That's right.
Somebody invested in this course, and that tells me that you are willing to take your readiness to the next level, investing in yourself. How do I improve my learning capacity, or how do I develop my learning capacity? Number one, embrace curiosity. If you see somebody's life in the area that you are struggling with, embrace curiosity. Make an appointment with such a person. Call such a person and say, you know what, I'd like to come and see you. This area of your life is so honed down. What do you do? Embrace curiosity. Number two, get a local newspaper and read the first page. Just read. You're not even going to read everything. Just know on a daily basis for the next 1 month, just pick up the newspaper and just look at the headlines. Number three, ask questions frequently. You don't ask, you don't know. Well, so the number three thing that I want to talk about, we've talked about being prepared internally, we talk about developing your capacity for learning. Number three thing is you need practical planning and preparation. Becoming internally ready and developing your learning capacity are great feat of accomplishment. You've done well, but without corresponding practical planning, all effort becomes futile very quickly. How do you improve your planning strategy? Number one, always have a pen and paper with you. You know, this age, tablet, phone, practical planning. Number two, involve and engage relevant asset. Are you going to go to your local community college, or are you going to just sign up for an in-service like this? Then number three, be ready to make a decision. You know, that word ready keep coming up, and that's why anything we do, if we are not prepared or ready to be prepared, we cannot go anywhere. Well, quickly, because we want to go into the workbook with you so that we can really help you. Today on the principle one, action plan will be number one, define my purpose in life. Well, I don't even know my purpose. Don't go too far. Once you engage your workbook, you will be able to answer every question here. Number two, I will work towards getting needed and necessary information. Number three, be prepared to engage. I think for you sitting down here listening to myself and Rita tells me that you're ready to engage. You take no for an answer. There will be many things that will discourage you. You're not going to let anything distract you from this course. Then we have what is called a discussion starter. I'm going to let Rita go over those questions quickly with you. Then I'll come back and we go into our material.
Yeah, so these are some really great questions to reflect on. And the first one is, how can I find my purpose in life? This is something that can be a struggle for a lot of people, and so we want you to really think about it, because your purpose is within you. Like Joseph said, we're wired. The next one is, what do I do with my purpose after I find it? Okay, and then my favorite question, do I need a mentor along the way? And really for everybody, that's something that you have to answer for yourself. But mentors are so important. The last question is, how much preparation do I need for this process? And as Joseph said, it's not only about preparation, it's about taking action. But if we are not preparing to the extent to reach our goals and meet success, then the action is going to be futile, as he said.
Well, Rita, you've done marvelously well. Listen, your favorite question is my favorite question. Do I need a mentor along the way? No, listen. My wife told me several years ago, he said, you need a mentor. I'm like, no. I'm reading this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And things were not working. But when I found my mentors, look, I have like 5 solid ones that I go to for different things. Rita, my life started finding expression. My purpose started finding expression. Because, you know, these guys have been through what I was trying to go through. And all they did was pull me up and led the way. Look, one thing that you're going to get with us every day, we're going to give you something that will keep you up at night. And what we call them the quote of the day. For that day, because we designed this for you to do them on a daily basis. Some of us are smarter than each other. You can go through it as much as you want, but we recommend you to take your time. You've already paid for it. It's not going anywhere. Don't take forever, but take time to chew on it. Look, quote of the day, reader, say readiness is a state of mind, not a physical event. Readiness is a state of mind. It's a place you get to mentally, spiritually. And the irony of it is that your body is never going to be ready for that place until your mind, your mentality is they're ready, and then they can drag your body on there. It's not a physical event. If you're waiting for something to happen before you can do something, honey, you are never going to be ready.
That's right.
Well, like I told you, my inspiration every day is from the Bible. The Bible verse for this rich principle, which is day one: put your outdoor work in order and get your field ready. You say you have to get your field ready. Your mind is your field. So put your outdoor work in order. Then you can build your house. You can't build your house if you don't put your work in the field ready and get the field ready. It's just like a farmer who's trying to plant a seed and has not even cleared the field, has not even done anything. So how are you going to get an harvest? Anyway, so we have a wonderful workbook for you, which I will let reader go over. I just like to have two persons' perspective, because look, two people are better than one.
So we have our personal action map. So you have 3 areas that you're going to be thinking through on this. The first one is take some time to reflect. What are the areas in my life which I am not seeing the results I want to see? Think about your whole life in general. What are some areas that you're not seeing the results, and just start listing them out, okay? The next thing that you're going to want to do is number 2, what might be contributing these results? And the key to this is that I have control over. Sometimes we lose sleep at night, we're stressing, we're struggling, and it's things that we don't have control over. And then the last part of this action map is number 3, what are some first steps I can take to get the results I want to see? Set yourself with some ideas on first steps of what are some things that I can do. We want to really make this these changes and these steps a lifelong process and ability to overcoming these obstacles. And so I hope that this action map will help you and get you a bigger picture of what's going on in your life and things that are causing you to hold back from your results that you want to see.
There you have it, man. This is wonderful. Like Rita said, it's a personal action map. Let me give you a quick example of one area of my life that I thought I gotta be ready with. You know, my son was 7 or 8 years old, and they came in and they did my wife and I were preparing to have a life insurance. And the life insurance agent came in and did all that thing, and they took result and left. And then a few days after that, we got a result back, and they said, I might not live past age 65. Man, I was just like 39, 40 or something like that. I'm like, wow, it's scary. So my son was 8, and I made a decision. I said, what can I give my son for his 10th birthday? The best gift would be for me to be alive for him. So what are the areas of my life I'm not suited to? Number one, my weight was out of control. I was heavy. Then what I did was, what am I contributing? At that time I was drinking a lot of red wine, sweet wine. I was doing all kind of stuff. Blood sugar was all over the place. And I was eating junk. And what are the actions that I took? I got into gym. I started working. And reader, it worked. I lost 55 pounds.
Wow.
So those are the things that reader was talking about. It's a personal action map. Personal. You have to write it for you. And we encourage you to write them down. Because you can go back and look at it 2 years from now, a year from now, and say, this is what it was. This is what was contributing to it. These are the action that I took, and these are the results. Listen, there's yet more to come. See you on day 2 or principle 2.
That's right.
I can't wait.
Me either.
All right.